I'm glad you're joining us today. I want to talk to you about forgiveness. In the book of Mark, chapter 11, in verse 24, Jesus says, "Therefore I say to you, what things you ask when you pray, or whatever things you ask when you pray, believe that you receive them and you will have them." Now, this verse is a verse that's dear to my heart, and many of the people that I go to church with, this would be one of our favorites. It's such a powerful statement about what we can do through prayer. But this is not all that Jesus said on the subject. As a matter of fact, he went on to say in verses 25 and 26 some very, very important qualifications of this subject. "And whenever you stand praying," he says, "if you have anything against anyone, forgive him, that your Father in heaven may also forgive you your trespasses. But if you do not forgive, neither will your Father in heaven forgive your trespasses." The principle of forgiveness is one of the most powerful ones that Jesus taught us. Forgiveness is one of those things that we will never ever be sorry that we forgave someone. But it is something that if we don't give it, that we will somewhere in the future wish we had. Because forgiveness frees ourselves as much as anything. Sometimes people have offended us or they have done us wrong, and I'm not minimizing that real damage is done to people. But sometimes those offenses occurred so long ago that the offender is no longer even near us. We have no contact with them. Sometimes they're deceased. So what do we do about how we feel about that? How do we deal with that kind of a thing? Well, Jesus' answer is that we just forgive. We forgive. We don't allow bitterness, wrath, strife, animosity, or anger, or unforgiveness to live in our heart. Now, this is not a feeling thing, because if we've truly been offended, we don't feel like forgiving. But it's a choice. We choose to do what love does. Jesus taught us in the 5th chapter of Mark that we are to love our enemies and bless them that curse us, do good for them that despitefully use us, and pray for those kind of people. So we love, bless, do good, and pray. 4 things. Love, bless, do good, and pray. Now, when we do that, we are doing what love does. It's not a feeling thing. I may not feel like doing good or blessing and showing love or doing what's best for people. But if I will choose to do what love does, and I will release them and refuse to talk about what they did, refuse to dwell on what they did, but truly release them for God to judge them and God to deal with them, then I'm positioning myself to be blessed of the Lord, and for the thing that happened or things that took place in my past, that they can no longer dominate me. So I trust that you today will make sure there's no unforgiveness, no wrath, no strife in your life, so that your prayers won't be hindered.